You know, Hannah, sometimes I worry about how ingrained the podcast and the things that we have watched or listened to or eaten have become like a part of our lives in a way that I wouldn't have thought.
To some point, yes.
Okay. So I did tell Hannah about this, but I thought it was worth sharing. So I have been taking melatonin recently. And if you've never taken melatonin, one of the like side effects is that you tend to get more like dreams that you remember. Not necessarily like more intense dreams or like memorable dreams, I guess is the way that I would phrase that. So a couple of nights ago, I had a dream. I was at a tattoo parlor and I, on my leg, had 2 tattoos. I don't have tattoos, so these were tattoos in my dream world. They were pretty big pieces, though, like pretty large. And the tattoo artist is like, you know, you have this like nice open spot right by my knee, so it was like half on my knee and then like under my kneecap onto my leg. And they were like, yeah, you've got this great open space, so you know what would go great there? If you got the cross that Dominic Toretto wears and has in the Fast and the Furious movies. And I was like, yeah, that sounds great. And I woke up, and I guess I got this tattoo because I remember seeing it on my leg, and I was like, whoa, look at that, it looks great. This, like, black cross. And then I woke up, and I was like, why? One, I would never get a cross tattooed on myself, just in general. If I was going to get a tattoo, it would not be a cross. 2, the fact that it was specifically Dominic Toretto's cross, Vin Diesel's cross from Fast and the Furious. And I was excited about getting that tattoo. Like, I was in. I was like, that sounds great. And I was concerned, Hannah. I woke up and I went, oh my God, like, what's happened to me? I just was on board. It's a little scary, honestly.
Yeah. You're obviously a super fan, so.
Mm-hmm. I am a Dominic Toretto stan.
That is true.
Truly.
You love Daddy Dom.
Oh, no. I hate that.
I didn't mean for that to come out like that. But.
I hate that a lot. The other thing that happened today, Hannah, is I, like, spill a lot all over myself. It just happens a lot. I remember one time I made this, breakfast. I, made toast and eggs, you know, the works and fruit, and I set everything up, had my coffee. I took one sip of coffee, immediately choked on it, and then just spit my coffee all over my breakfast. So just, everywhere. And I was like, cool, great. Today, I was doing a little grocery shopping, just had to get a few things. And I got an unsweetened tea, which I do a lot. Our mom, growing up, her drink was usually unsweetened iced tea, and it had to be unsweetened, you know, and that's always been cool. And iced tea's always been fine, but I don't know what happened in the last year. I just only want to drink iced tea. Unsweetened iced tea, where I go to Meijer and I'm like, I want to get myself a little treat, and I want to get an iced tea that's unsweetened with no added flavor, just tea, just cold tea. Oh, little baby Cash. So this bottle, this type of bottle, I got in my car, I opened it up, I went to drink it, and you know when you something goes wrong with the suction and it your mouth goes into the bottle. You know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. My first drink, I must have suctioned too hard because I released the bottle and it exploded in my face because it was a full thing of tea. And it was just tea everywhere. Hopefully no one saw that because I was like, oh my God, I just got this drink. I just wanted to take a nice drink of iced tea and I immediately just spilled it all over myself. It was very upsetting.
Yeah, I would imagine so. I got this, we went to the Eastern Market, and I got this ginger...
Oh, yeah.
Pineapple lemonade?
Yeah, it was a tea. I think it was a ginger...
Yeah.
Ginger pineapple tea, yeah.
It was pretty good. We got shawarma.
It was delicious. Well...
unfortunately, I texted Alyssa a couple of hours later, I threw up.
Oh, you did end up throwing up?
I did throw up.
Oh.
I felt so sick. I felt like I had the worst acid reflux. It was just pure...
It was probably the garlic.
Yeah, I would just burp and it was just pure acid that was coming up. I ended up throwing up and I felt a lot better, so that was great.
I guess that's good, but also not at the
But
same
yeah,
time.
was it worth it? Yeah, I enjoyed the shawarma.
Okay. I mean, it was good shawarma.
Yeah, but I think I'm gonna not have shawarma for a while.
I think, Hannah, it's probably onion garlic. They did go heavy on the onion and garlic.
Yeah.
And as someone like yourself who is more prone to acid reflux than maybe the average person is.
Right. Can't. My soft little stomach can't handle it.
Maybe plan to have some Tums or Pepto if you have shawarma again.
Yeah.
You know?
But yeah, so, you win some, you lose some. Sometimes you just eat shawarma and you throw it up. Welcome. This is Research, Rank, Repeat. This is co-host Hannah.
This is co-host Alyssa.
And we are here with our first variety hour of the year.
Have we ever done more than one a year?
We're here with our variety hour of the year.
Yeah, I thought this was our third variety hour.
Yes, it is.
For our...
Third installment. I forgot that we do one a year.
Okay.
Yes.
I was a little confused. You got me a little confused there, but...
Yeah.
Technically, you were also right. It
was our first one in
Yeah.
2023.
Yeah.
So...
I mean, it hasn't happened yet, but...
Okay.
but
Will.
Semantics, it's fine.
Anyways, yeah, we're back with another variety hour. Sometimes we just like to take a little break and just do some more mini games, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We like games.
Yeah, we like games. We like competition.
We like getting to be creative in like maybe a little bit of a different way than the way that our episodes usually work.
Yeah.
And then if we like things, we can bring them back or not, depending on how we feel about it.
Like this year we have 2 returning
Bits. Segments?
Segments.
Maybe? Yeah, segments.
And we have 2 new ones that we came up with.
We do. And they could be terrible.
Yeah.
Who's to say, really?
Who's to say? But why don't we just jump into the first segment?
Sure.
Which is a returning fan favorite.
From every year.
And it's also one that we started on Variety Hour, and now we have all of our guest hosts do prior to the beginning of their episode.
Right, which is speed ranking.
Right. Really gets you in the mood.
Really does. If you haven't heard any of our episodes where we've done speed ranking before, just to give you a little overview, what will happen is Hannah and I will ask each other to speed rank a category of our choosing. Mm-hmm. So previous things we've ranked are like the characters of Sex and the City, High Chew flavors, bits from the Amanda Show. Those are just some of the ones from last time. We've also, when our guests are on, we ask them to speed rank things as well. But you have to do it in a quick, timely manner.
Yes.
You don't no time for thinking, just go.
Yeah. So, we each came up with 3.
We did.
We also have a couple backups just in case, because sometimes we think alike.
If you have any of these as your speed ranking, I honestly will be shocked.
I would be surprised if you had any of mine too, to be honest.
But it's possible, because
never
we do sometimes have weird things. We have the same brain, so...
Yes. Why don't I give you one first?
Sure.
I would like you to rank TV parents. These are specifically TV parents from Disney Channel shows.
Okay.
So I have 4 parents for you. We have Eileen Stevens, mom of Lois Stevens from the Even Stevens. We have Sam McGuire.
Did you say Lois?
Lois? Why did I say Lois?
I was like, Lois Griffin? I was like, my brain, I couldn't comprehend. I was like, who's Lois?
You know why? Because it's spelled like...
Renan Lewis, right? Yeah.
No, but it's spelled like Louis instead of like Lewis.
Oh.
So it looks like Lois. But it is Lewis.
That's fair. Okay. Renan Lewis Stevens' mom. Okay.
Right. AKA a political member.
Oh, yeah, she was...
Tries to run for senator.
Politician,
yeah,
judge
she's a politician.
Or something? Okay.
We have Sam McGuire, who is Lizzie McGuire's father. The clueless dad.
Was he like a real estate guy or something?
Yeah, he was some sort of businessy real estate. Typical dad who doesn't know what's going on in their kids' lives. Okay. But he means well. We have Victor Baxter, dad of Raven Baxter from That's So Raven, and
chef.
he was the owner of the Chill Grill.
Chill Grill chef, and then later head chef of the White House.
Yes, with his son, Corey.
In the
And
house.
then we have, last but not least, Carrie Martin, a single mom who raises 2 sons, Zach and Cody, of Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, and is also a singer for the hotel.
Singer. I just spelled singer wrong.
Yes.
That's embarrassing.
Those are the 4 I'm having you rank. So take a little time and figure it out.
You're not giving me Marla Stewart's dad. Marla
You know
Stewart's
what?
pappy.
Yeah, let's throw on, what's his name in the show?
I think it's just, isn't it Billy Ray? Isn't it his name?
Robbie Ray. Robbie
Ray. Okay.
A.K.A.
Right.
Billy Ray Cyrus, actual Miley Cyrus's dad from the Hannah Montana show.
Okay.
Embarrassed, I know it's Robbie Ray, but I just watched the 2 guys react to the Hannah Montana movie, so...
That's fine. Am I ranking them on how good of a parent they are? Like,
I was kind of thinking, like, how present of a parent they are. But you
Okay.
can also just rank based on personal.
or just as a character themselves.
Right.
Okay. So to be honest, I really can't remember a lot about the mom from Even Stevens.
Fair.
I'm gonna put her last. I think she was probably a good parent, but I can't really remember anything about her other than in the movie when they're fighting each other. So that's not really a good light of a parent,
Right.
in that.
Fair.
Gotcha.
Gotcha.
So I'm gonna put her as last. I think 4th, I'm gonna do Robbie Ray. Because any stage parent who is letting his daughter be a massive singer, as well as like try to like have 2 lives, like the psychological damage that would do to a teenager is honestly kind of concerning.
And we kind of saw that in real life.
Yeah,
A little bit.
a little bit, not in exactly the same way, but still. Also, because he also was like trying to do his own singing career as well, so I feel like pushing your child into something that maybe they didn't want to do.
Right.
Number 3, I'm going to go with Sam McGuire. I think that he is a good dad. I don't think that he is, by any means, a bad parent. I think, though, that he is a clueless dad and plays that trope, I mean, as well as one could.
Right.
But it is kind of like you have a teenage daughter and it's like, oh, I don't know anything, like, oh, what's going on?
Yeah.
I specifically, the episode that I think of is when she wants to buy a bra and she's just like screaming about wanting a bra and her dad's just like,
He's like, bras!
the horror.
How dare you?
Fine dad. Typical Midwestern dad,
Right.
I would say. Not that, I don't even think they lived in the Midwest, but he had that whole like, I'm involved, but only to a certain extent type
Right.
of parental situation. So, number 2, this is probably the hardest.
Yeah.
These 2 have a hard time with, but I'm going to put Carrie Martin as second. I respect her ambition in terms of having a career while also providing for her kids. Because, yes, Mr. Mosby hates those little fuckers because they just run around his hotel and causing mischief, and she's not watching them because she is working. So they're kind of like raised, in the hotel. They don't necessarily have a parental figure there 24/7, but she is involved. She like wants to be involved in their lives, wants them to have a good life, and is, does what she can. So I can respect that, she's a single mom doing her best. We respect that. Number 1 is going to be Victor Baxter, because I specifically remember him being a really big role model for Raven in that show. And I remember him being very involved and like generally I feel like was the parent. Dad generally gave her most of the parenting advice. What was Raven's mom's name? She was gone from like the last season.
She left in
like
season 3.
Yeah, so she wasn't even in the whole show, but I feel like her dad was very like supportive of her and like respected her, and I felt like they had a good bond and like wanted what was best for her.
Yeah.
So I liked him the best.
Okay.
All right. I will give you, because we're talking about TV shows, I also had a children's show ranking. So, Hannah, I would like you to rank The Kids Next Door.
I almost did that.
Did you really?
I almost wrote it
That's
down.
funny.
I didn't.
So if you need a reminder,
Yes.
there's number 1, whose name is Nigel. He is the bald child who wears sunglasses. He's got a little red shirt on. Number 2 is Hoagie. He wears like a pilot hat. It was described in his Wikipedia page as being overweight, like a blue shirt. Number 3 is Kooky. She wears like the oversized green hoodie and is obsessed with like the equivalent of Care Bears.
What's her name?
Kooky.
Kooky.
Kuki. Kooky.
Okay.
Number 4 is Wallaby, who is the Australian kid with the orange hoodie with like the bowl cut. Is very like smarmy. And then number 5 is Abigail, who is the tomboy with the red hat, blue shirt, and her older sister is one of like the evil teenagers.
Yes. Okay. It's not because he's described as overweight, but Hoagie is number 5. I just remember not always being the biggest fan of Hoagie. Like his name's Hoagie.
His name's Hoagie.
I just made that connection. I almost want to bump him up a spot just because of that. But I just remember like not having very much of an opinion of him. So I feel like in that case, I'm going to put him last. Number 4, I'm going to go with Kooky. I think I was a fan, but the thing that holds her back is that she's not Australian, she's not a tomboy, and she's not Nigel. So by elimination, she has to be 4th.
You know, that's fair.
Okay. Ooh. Number 3 is Wallaby. I love a good Australian. But the bowl cut, not a look. Even if you're Australian. I have to base this off of what I remember, and I don't remember very much.
That's okay. I understand.
Number 2 is Abigail. I was always a tomboy growing up, so I felt like I related to Abigail. And it was cool to see on TV. Number 1 is Nigel, because he was a bald bitch. Not in the way that Caillou's a bald bitch, but he was like a boss bald bitch.
So he's not a little bald bitch. He's a boss bald bitch.
No, he was like a boss bald bitch. He was cool.
That's fair.
I hate to put number 1 as number 1, but he was.
That's pretty similar to what I would have ranked them, but I would have put number 5 as first. She was always my favorite.
Okay. I would like you to attend the concerts that we've attended together.
Okay.
So, the concerts we've attended together are Train in Maroon 5.
Right.
Carrie Underwood.
Of course, that's the first one I thought of.
We the Kings / Simple Plan / State Champs.
Okay.
Jonas Brothers.
Joe Bros.
Billy Joel.
Yeah, and it would have been...
Would have been Lizzo, but...
Would have been Lizzo.
Yes. As far as I know, those are the only ones we've been to together.
I think so. It's hard because, like, I've been to more concerts.
I was thinking of all the concerts I've been to. No, that should be it.
I think probably last would be Train to Maroon 5. Not so much because I think it was a bad concert, but because I really don't particularly listen to a lot of Train to Maroon 5 anymore. I don't remember it being bad. I think it was also the first concert we went to, so it was fine. Number 4, I think would be the Jonas Brothers. It was a really fun concert, but that is by far the loudest concert I've ever gone to in my entire life. And I wish I had worn earplugs because it was so bad. Like, my ears were ringing for like a good 2 days afterwards, which I don't think has ever happened before while I've been attending concerts. Because I've been to a lot of concerts. Good concert, but way too loud.
Yeah.
Wouldn't do again. 3rd, I'm going to do We the Kings. So We the Kings, Simple Plan, and I think State Champs was the other band that were there. It was a good concert. I liked the smaller venue. Of all the concerts we've been to, that's the smallest venue that we've seen a concert at, because all the rest have been at relatively bigger places. The venue's nice. That's where I saw the Shrek rave was at that venue. Mm-hmm. I feel like it was during the week, so I had to like...
Yeah, it was like...
Yeah, it was like a weird...
Wednesday?
Yeah, it was like a weird day of the week, so it was like kind of like I had to go right back to work or something like that. So like the timing of it all was kind of a little, I think, maybe just collectively as an experience, I'd probably put 3rd. 2nd, I'll do Carrie Underwood. Mm-hmm. I've said it many times in this podcast. I'm not the biggest fan of country, but, however, that season of American Idol, all in on Carrie Underwood. We definitely voted for her. We called in on those American Idol lines. Idol 1, Idol 2, we were calling. We were on
Idol.
those lines. We had 2 phones at that point, and we would both take one phone and then just keep redialing until we got through. And we do that for like 30 minutes.
Yeah, after it ended, yeah.
And then we'd be told to go to bed. Generally, that's what would happen. But anyway, so clearly, because she won American Idol, great live performer, good show. She flew across the stage. Hunter Hayes was I could have done without him as the opening act.
Yeah.
I probably would have preferred somebody else. But it was a really good concert, and I did enjoy it and generally enjoy her music. But number one's always going to be Billy Joel. It's never not going to be Billy Joel. He's one of my favorite artists in general. And the concert had been delayed for 2 years due to COVID. And it was at Comerica Park, which I'd never seen a concert there before. And he somehow, I don't understand how he's still so good live. He's like 80 years old. And he was like full on belting like high notes and stuff. And like he just kept performing. He went for like 2.5 hours.
Yeah, it was long.
Just him. So I gotta commend it. Number one, Billy Joel.
Yeah. I think my list would be pretty similar. I would definitely do Train to Move 5 last. I think I would do Jonas Brothers fourth, and then I would do I liked We the Kings a lot.
It's hard, yeah.
I might do We the Kings 3, Billy Joel 2, Kieran Wood 1, just because she was my favorite artist, and
that's fair.
They were
it was
good
also
seats,
it was also your like 16th birthday.
Yeah, it was
present.
fun. We also got to go alone, and our dad dropped us off.
Yeah, so I got to go because I attended as Hannah's chaperone for the evening.
I mean, you were also underage.
Yeah,
too,
I mean, I didn't have to pay for it.
Yeah, our
so I
dad
was
dropped
fine
us
with
off,
it,
and all the dads waited outside the palace to pick everyone up.
How many people did we see that we knew from high school there?
So many. But do you remember when we got out and it was just all dads waiting outside their car?
It was so many dads waiting to pick up their teenage daughters from the Carrie Underwood concert because no parent wanted to go to that concert. You know what's surprising is there were so many dads at the Jonas Brothers concert.
There were
a lot of parents there, and I was honestly surprised. I mean, good for those dads, Like,
yeah. Where do you think Lizzo would have fallen?
Oh, see, that's hard. Lizzo might have been second.
Yeah. She might have been first, depending on...
I do enjoy Lizzo's music.
But also the live aspect.
It also has to depend on the stage performance, because, like, some like, bands, it doesn't necessarily translate.
Right, like Maroon 5.
Like, right. Like, I really like the Strokes, but I know that they are notorious for not performing their big hits in concert. Like, they don't perform a lot of their bigger hits, and they're not really known for being, like, spectacular live performers. So I haven't really had a desire to go see them in concert.
But if Lizzo had gotten out there with her flute...
Oh, I just wanted... Yeah, the flute. The flute. Well, next time. Next time, when she releases her next album, we'll look into going to that concert.
Yes.
Because I would like to see her live.
I would, too.
The next one I'd like you to rank, in honor of the Barbie movie coming out this month, I would like you to rank the different types of, like, doll sets that we had. I say that loosely, doll sets. So I'd like you to rank these things. Barbies, Sweet Streets, Polly Pocket, Littlest Pet Shop. Since we already covered American Girl, if you would like to include Bitty Baby, you may include Bitty Baby, but that's an optional one.
Fuck yeah.
So, those ones. We had other things, like we had some Bratz, we had Betty Spaghetti, we had a couple other things, but those were, like, I feel like the big ones that we played with a lot growing up, so.
Okay. 5 is Littlest Pet Shop, because I have horrible memories of Littlest Pet Shop.
I thought you might say that.
I was bullied. I wasn't allowed to use half the animals.
Well, that was only at an unnamed friend's house.
But it just ruined it all for me.
I don't think they listen to the podcast. Yeah, I don't think they listen to the podcast.
Okay.
That's okay.
Number 4 is Polly Pocket, only because it was so hard to put the clothes on. It was the little...
So I did Polly Pocket inclusive. So we had the old sets where they were like little tiny people.
But then we also had the bigger ones.
Like stretch the clothes on.
But either way, like the tiny ones were so tiny and you would just lose them. The little pieces. They were cute. They were fun. But only for so long.
Can I ask you a question before you go to the next one?
Yeah.
I've had this discussion at work multiple times where people said that they would chew on the plastic clothes. Is that something that you did?
No.
Okay, I didn't either, and I was like, it was like multiple people said that they did that, and I was
I licked lip smackers. I did that. I didn't chew on plastic. Ew.
Okay. Anyway, I just had to ask because I was like, I don't remember.
I used to chew on pencil erasers once in a while.
But I was like, I have to ask because
No.
I've had that conversation recently.
That's weird. They're freaks. I'm kidding. Number 3. This is hard. I'm gonna go with Sweet Streets. I really like Sweet Streets. Sweet Streets was a lot of fun. I like that they gave you that map, that like sheet, and it was like a map. We had a ton of the different areas. Like
we did.
It was fun. I remember there was like a classroom and there was a bus, and it was fun. 2. I'm gonna put Barbie at 2. We certainly spent a lot of time with playing Barbies. We had like an airplane. We had like all this different Barbie stuff. I gave a couple haircuts.
Yeah. I did as well, I think. I gave one of them a bob, I remember.
Yeah. And Barbie was fun. And we had like the Barbie house, like our dad. Yeah, our grandpa like built, and my dad like built it or something.
I think they built us it was like a 3-story house.
Right, it was like a custom. It wasn't like...
And then we also had like the Barbie like dream house that came with the pregnant woman.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I feel like it was fun. I'm so biased to Bitty Baby because I was obsessed with Bitty Baby.
Yeah.
As a kid, like, I would carry my Bitty Baby around everywhere. It had, like, the bottle that somehow the liquid would go away.
Magic.
Who knows how.
Truly magic.
But yeah, I loved Bitty Baby. It came with all the cute clothes. We had, like, a crib. We had all this stuff for Bitty Baby. And me and Alyssa used to pretend we were a homeless family.
Why did we think that was fun? Pretending to be homeless. We did it so often.
We were like siblings, and our baby was like our younger sister.
Our parents died.
We were orphans.
We're like the boxcar children. I think we just liked the imaginative of like, I don't know, but I'm like looking back, I'm like, that's pretty terrible to like pretend that you're like impoverished, like for fun. I'm like, that's a little rough, but
yeah, I loved Bitty Babies, so that would be number 1.
Yeah, that's fair. I think mine would have been pretty similar, but I might have switched Barbie and Bitty Baby because I remember playing with Barbies a lot.
Yeah. Oh, see, now here's the problem. I have 2 that I'm choosing between.
Okay.
So I would like you to rank an assortment of rom-coms I've selected.
Okay.
These just happen to be rom-coms I've watched recently.
Okay.
Failure to Launch, 13 Going on 30, 27 Dresses, The Proposal, and I don't know actually know if you've seen Sweet Home Alabama.
I've not seen the whole movie.
Okay.
I've seen part of the movie, but I have not seen the whole movie.
Let me swap that out for... Let's do Ghost of Girlfriend's Past.
Okay.
Little Matthew McConaughey.
You know what's funny is I put almost all of these on the wheel to spin.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
I mean, there were certainly rom-coms we watched quite often.
Yeah, for our quick summaries, I put multiple of these on here.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I think probably of these, my least favorite is Ghost of Girlfriend's Past. I do like the film. I think it's like kind of a different take on like a Christmas Story, you know, that whole thing. It's a common story, but told in like a different way. And I do like the cast, but it's not a movie that I would want to go out of my way to watch. It's more of like, oh, it's on TV, I'll catch it where it's at kind of deal. I think the same thing kind of with Failure to Launch, where that is just, I've never sought out that movie, but for some reason, every single time we went on a trip, it was always on TV. So I've seen it tons of times, and I've seen it in chunks. I don't even know if I've actually seen it all the way through from start to finish. I've seen chunks, like so many, but I'm like, I've seen the whole movie just in like various amounts of time. I think it's also another Matthew McConaughey rom-com. I do like the cast. I think it's an interesting premise. I think it mostly works. I think there's maybe some things that could be different or be a little bit better, but on the whole, it's pretty good. I think third, I'm going to go with 27 Dresses. This is also, again, another movie I've just seen on TV 800 times. I do particularly like the story on this one. Mm-hmm. I think it's a really fun idea, and I think the two leads have really good chemistry and work really well off of each other, and especially the side characters as well, I think work really well collectively as a story. Plus, I just love James Marsden, so I'm not going to be unhappy. Oh god, this is the hard one. This one I was immediately like, this is where it's gonna come down to. Here's what I'll say. Okay, I'm gonna put The Proposal as number 2. And I'll say that because I think The Proposal works better as a comedy than it does a romance. Where I think 13 Going on 30 does, like, if we're just going straight rom-com, I think 13 and Going on 30 does both the best. Proposal is hilarious. I love The Proposal. We've talked about that movie multiple times. You know, I think you had it as your favorite Sandra Bullock movie when I made you rank Sandra Bullock movies. It's a classic. I love it. There's so many great quotes, so many great things from it. But I think it works better as a comedy. As opposed to the romantic aspect of it. And I think the story, the romance of 13 and 30, I think works better as a whole collective movie. So I'll put that one as number 1.
Plus those Mark Ruffalo and Jennifer Garner's chemistry is so good.
It's great. It's a really well done movie. And it has Billy Joel in it, so in the soundtrack, so I'm gonna love that.
Yes.
And actually, I'll let you pick. Do you want to do something that you fear or something that you like?
Do fear.
Okay. I would like you to rank, on a scale of most afraid to least afraid, experiences when you've been near heights. So, Grand Canyon, when you were there recently. The St. Louis Arch. The Sears Tower in Chicago. Any theme park when we were children, just collective theme park, roller coasters, anything like that. And then I was trying to think of a fifth one, and I couldn't think of if there was any other places where we were around.
I don't know about Cliff. That Ferris wheel was kind of shitty.
Oh yeah, the Ferris wheel. How about that? Add the Ferris wheel from the pier. What was it?
Santa Monica.
Santa Monica, yeah.
Okay.
That'll round it out to 5.
All right, number 5 is going to be theme parks because I never horribly minded the heights because you went down so quickly. I always just shut my eyes going up like the roller coaster or like whatever height thing. But it was over quick.
Okay.
Number 4, I'm going to go with the Ferris wheel. As horrible as it was, I was sitting. At least there was a nice view and there was like multiple people in it, so it made me feel like more secure. And it was like a pretty sturdy like box as opposed to one of these coming up that was not at all sturdy. I felt sturdy in the Ferris wheel cart.
All right.
Ooh, see, this is where it gets hard. I'm going to do 3, the Grand Canyon, simply for the fact that I did not get close to the edge. I remember texting Alyssa, or I told Alyssa that at some point I just kept backing up.
Yeah,
and I was like way back.
Like I grabbed a tree.
So I purposely did not get close to the edge because I knew I would like have an issue with it. And I still got to see the view, which was nice. And my friend took photos, so
yeah.
Number 2 is going to be the Sears Tower. I almost passed out. My mom forced me to stand in a glass box or sit near a glass box.
Yeah.
So she could take a photo. Yeah,
we did put those on social media. They exist.
That was somewhat not a fun time. I did not enjoy that. I was so glad to be back down. Number 1's got to be the St. Louis Arch, just simply for the fact that's where I discovered I had a fear of heights. Also, the rickety elevator.
Kind of scary. Because it, like, shifts as you get up further.
And I just remember being up there, and that was, like, the first time, like, I was young, so it was, like, the first time where I, like, understood what a fear of heights even was. I was like, why is everything, like, spinning?
I think you would have been 8.
Yeah.
Because it was after 4th grade. So I think you would have been, like, 9.
Yeah.
8, 9, something like that.
But yeah, so I feel like that was where my fear of heights originated, so it sticks in my mind.
The original trauma.
The original trauma.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Great.
It's a good one.
Yeah. That's why I want to know if you wanted positive. My other one, I was going to have you rank some of the specific games from MXC.
Oh, cool. My other 2, I was going to have you rank the Hunger Games movies.
Oh, okay.
And then I was going to have you rank childhood store-bought cookies.
Also good, too.
Yes.
Good options there.
All right.
Right.
That is speed ranking.
Speed ranking is done.
Now we are getting into a new section.
Yes.
I don't remember how long ago it was we brought up.
I think it was a couple months. Letterboxd, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, I think we brought it up maybe in February or March. somewhere around there, we mentioned that we had started a letterbox for
Right.
Our podcast.
Yeah, we have one for our podcast. For people who don't know, Letterboxd is basically like a movie, a way to rate movies, write reviews, a bit of like a social media aspect where you can like follow other people's lists and see what other people are watching and make like watch lists, stuff like that. So we thought it'd be fun to pick reviews off of Letterboxd that other people wrote, read them out loud with no context, and see if the other person can guess what that movie is just based off this review.
Yes.
Yeah, so we each did 4.
We each did 4.
We have a couple backups too, just in case.
Yes.
I guess you could start this time and read one since I started last time.
Okay. I think I want to start with this movie review. I'll read you one, and if you need a second one, because these are both very short, I have 2 really short ones. So I'll give you one first, and then if you want the second one, I can give you the second one.
I do have like a couple I had like a longer and shorter too.
Yeah. My first film, I'd like you to identify Hannah based on this review, written by Nicole. Absolutely formative movie for me. I think it's good for children to see movies where cool adults openly disdain shithead kids. Perfect chaos, still the best. Do you have any thoughts?
Is it cheaper than a dozen?
It is not, no.
Huh. I have like movies in my head.
Okay. Or if you want my second one, I can
I was
give that to
thinking
you as
of
well.
Wait, can you read it again?
Yeah. Absolutely formative movie for me. I think it's good for children to see movies where cool adults openly disdain shithead kids. Perfect chaos, still the best.
Disdain kids. I'm trying to think of movies where that, like, I'm trying to think of movies that like were made for kids more because it seems like that's what it's geared towards. There's literally nothing coming to my head.
Do you want the second one?
Yeah.
Okay. This is by reviewer Robert Franco. A cool movie about a recluse who eats a lot of candy and dunks on small children. Essentially how I see myself in 30 years.
Is it Willy Wonka?
Yeah.
That's funny.
It's Willy Wonka and the Chocolate
That's
Factory.
funny.
The original one from the 1970s. Yeah.
Nice.
That first one was so funny, but I was like, I
Yeah.
can't, you'll get it immediately if I give you that. So I wanted to give you one a little more abstract first.
Okay. This is mine for you.
Okay?
Oh, sorry. This is by Tina? Tina.
Okay. Okay.
2009, my parents decided to road trip the West Coast, and they bought me a portable DVD player and some films. This was one of them. Mind you, I hadn't seen the first installment, but that didn't stop me from seeing this back-to-back a trillion times. That's why, to me, this movie reeks of summer shenanigans, family misadventures, and nostalgia.
Okay, so it's a sequel, and it was made made before 2009. Summer Shenanigans. It really sounds like a Cheaper by the Dozen 2. Is that what it is? Okay. I was like, what do I think Hannah would pick a sequel to?
The other review is, I just thought it was funny, statistically at least one of these kids has to be a psychopath, I'm just saying.
Thought about trying to get a Cheaper by the Dozen review, but I'm like, you will get that immediately. I was like,
Cheaper by the Dozen 2, the reviews were so good.
You know those movies
Someone
too
said
well.
Taylor Lautner's best film.
That's funny. Okay. I think I'm going to give you this one next.
Okay.
This review comes from Matt Lynch. Deeply silly, but kind of ingenious. And I think I pronounced that wrong. Ingenious? Ingenious, right?
Like disingenuous, ingenuous.
But
Not
ingenious.
Ingenious.
Ingenious. Ingenuous. Ingenuous?
Disingenuous. Ingenuous.
Ingenuous. Okay. Deeply silly, but kind of ingenuous, and fun enough to make me actively sad it's not better. Like actually written or directed, in parentheses. Occasionally did in fact meet its aspirations and reminded me of blank, but if blank was done well by someone better. Anyway, I'm a sucker for movies that make learning and knowing things, especially esoteric things, seem cool, even if the history or science or whatever on display is generally bullshit. And as much as I adore screen violence and general depravity, it's nice that Blank's history super freak doesn't need a gun.
National Treasure.
It is National Treasure. Yeah, it's National Treasure.
It's like, what movie is History?
I know. I was like, it's kind of vague, so it's not exactly like spelling it out.
I had other movies in my head. I was like Jurassic Park, Jumanji, like.
Yeah,
that's funny. Okay. My next film.
Okay.
By Charles Van Doren. Shame on you all for not telling me to watch this sooner. Amazing and breaks my heart. The musical number is beyond words. Dad is such a dum-dum and frankly a toilet. I won't forgive him for it.
Can you read it again?
Yeah. Shame on you all for not telling me to watch this sooner. Amazing and breaks my heart. The musical number is beyond words. Dad is such a dum-dum and frankly a toilet, and I won't forgive him for it.
The musical number. Is this Ferris Bueller?
No.
Okay.
That's actually a good guess.
It said musical number, implying that there is
only one. I think
musical
only
number.
one musical. Technically, there's two musical numbers.
Toilet. Okay, so it's not the primary. Like, it's not a musical
right.
in terms of. Okay, 2 musical numbers. Dad is such a toilet, but also it's a good movie because shame on you for not letting me see this sooner or telling me about it. Dad is such a... That part is throwing me off. The dad is such a toilet line. Because that implies that there's like a something wrong with a dad and a musical number. I can only think of the Austin Powers Goldmember.
No.
Because his dad is not there. And there's a musical number about his dad.
Yeah. No, it's not that.
Okay. Is it a movie geared towards children or is it...
Yes.
It's geared towards children.
Yeah, do you want another review?
Sure.
And so why was this so hard to damn find? And also, why was the only version we found in 240 pixels and the blurriest thing we've ever seen? And why did we watch the whole thing with a smile?
Hard to find movie. So hard to find. That's hard. Hard to find. That is I don't know. That one's throwing me off. I don't think I have anything.
Okay. When I say it, it'll probably make sense. It is a movie. Maybe this will help you. It's a movie we've watched for the podcast.
It's a movie we've watched for the podcast.
Yes.
Geared towards children.
Yeah.
Musical numbers, too. Life size?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like... musical numbers and hard to find. I was like, it might be life size.
Because people really hate the dad.
Yeah. That's fair, you know? It's fair. I get it. This is from Branson Reese. Love this. Bummer of a day, so it was nice to throw on a movie I was obsessed with as a kid and be pleasantly surprised at how well it holds up. Funny as ever, which is especially impressive blank years later after watching a sea of movies that mistake referencing things with making you laugh. Beautiful designs and voice acting, and the whole thing is animated so tightly. They either don't make them like this anymore, or I stopped being 12.
Okay, so it's some sort of animated movie. Beautiful design, voice acting. They don't make them like this anymore, so it must be a little bit older. Well, it depends how old a person is, but it sounds like it's older. Let's do Finding Nemo.
No, but you're on the right track.
That's what I was kind of thinking. It's either Pixar or Disney.
You're on the right... You're in the right range of time. It's in that general time.
I kind of assumed it was around that time. Incredibles? Mm-mm. If it's Cars, I'm going to throw up.
It's not.
Okay.
It's not Cars. It's not Pixar either.
Oh, okay.
If that helps.
Okay, that does help.
Because you've only guessed Pixar, so I was like, I don't want you to think I said on the right track and it only be Pixar.
I thought you said track like Cars, like it was a hint.
Oh, no, it's not Cars.
Mulan?
No, but also bright time frame. I'm trying to see if I have another one.
I'm trying to think. I'm like just going to name off movies.
Okay, here's another one. Ready?
Yeah.
yes, I'm the guy who's never seen this before. It came out while I was in college, and I wasn't going to a lot of Disney movies back then. If it had come out 10 years earlier, or I'd been born 10 years earlier, I'm pretty certain this would have been my favorite Disney movie ever. It's kind of like Aladdin if every character were the genie.
Kind of like Aladdin if every character were the genie?
Yes.
I'm just more confused. See, my problem is everything that's coming in my head is Pixar because we've done all the Pixar movies. I haven't...
The last line, I'll just add it because I stopped too early. I scrolled too far. Just total silliness with inventive designs and slight gags. Or sight gags.
I don't know.
You give up.
Nothing's coming to my head except for Pixar right now.
It's poison, Hannah. The poison.
What?
The poison. It's Cusco's poison.
Oh, Emperor's New Groove.
It's Emperor's New
like
Groove.
Poison.
Yeah.
I was like Snow White.
I had such a hard time finding any review that didn't quote this movie. I was like trying to find ones that were like relevant. Yeah, you were like, Mulan was almost, I think it was like a few years before this came out. Like maybe 2 or 3 years. So you were on the right track, though. You were there.
Good to know. Okay. Yeah. I don't have the name of this person. I apologize.
That's okay.
Whiplash, but for the girls and the gays. And without all that annoying jazz music. So it's like the movie Whiplash.
Okay. Could be Chicago. I'm trying to think of like intensive training for something, but for the girls and the gays, and not Whiplash, and not without jazz. Okay, Chicago comes to mind. Burlesque comes to mind. Whiplash is about. Okay, let's see. Whiplash is about intensive drummer who's not on tempo. My tempo. So is it musical, like instrument theme still? But it's like similar in style.
I would focus more on the dynamic between the...
Ooh, Black Swan?
No.
Okay.
It's not
the dynamic.
Like, it's not like performative or like musical, but like more of like the dynamic between like student teacher or like inferior. Yeah.
Student teacher for the girls, for the girlies,
and the gays.
Okay.
I'm trying to find another comment that won't like give it away.
Yeah.
I had a hard time with this one because all of them were like giving it away. Basically.
Very specific.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me think. Oh, Devil Wears Prada.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I got there. Okay. Yeah. I was like, there's got to be something.
You know
that's
what?
Like...
When I read that comment, I immediately passed it, and then I thought about it. I was like, you know what? They got a point because it's like the dynamic between.
You know what's funny is I almost did go to Devil Wears Prada to find reviews. I didn't. I ended up not.
The problem was all the comments were like the friends and the boyfriend suck, and I was like, you would have known it was Devil Wears Prada. And then a bunch of Stanley Tucci comments and a bunch of people saying how they thought that Emily and Andy were lesbian lovers.
You know. Okay, so I'm gonna give you one to start, and then I can expand on it from there. But I thought this made me laugh, so I wanted to give you this one first. All right. This is by Lizzie. When are we all going to acknowledge that this is actually a cautionary tale about what happens when you get into a relationship with a dickish nice guy type who only wants you because of his insecurities with a single status, and this kind of relationship is not healthy at all?
That could be so many movies.
It could. But I thought it was funny that I wanted to start with that first. So what do you think? And I'll pull up. I had another one.
Huh. God. Insecurities, dickish man.
I have another one if you would like it.
Yeah, I have like a million movies in my head right now.
Okay. Chick flicks be damned. I love this movie and I'm not ashamed. There's just too many things going on here that are pretty close to perfect. I can't bring myself not to love it. Its unique way it tells its story is probably what drew me into blank in the first place, starting at the end, jumping
500 Days of Summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of the movies that popped in my head, but I had, like, so many rom-coms are just, like, the
I know. I was gonna say it was very vague, but I thought it was, there were so many comments that were like, this is just a bad relationship with a, like, nice, I was like, it just made me laugh. That one was. Here's the top comment, though, Hannah, and I wanted to just pick this, but I was like, I can't. The top comment, or the top rated rating just says, roses are red, violets are blue, fuck you.
Fuck you.
I was like, I can't say that because
so
it's immediately known.
Yeah.
But anyway. All right, that was my last one.
Okay, here's my last one. Surprisingly emotional and melancholic with a nice ending, but otherwise not worth mentioning. All in all, a solid trilogy that will hopefully be left alone so that it stays a 3-parter.
Okay. Stays a 3-parter. Can you repeat that?
Yeah. Surprisingly emotional and melancholic, with a nice ending, but otherwise not worth mentioning. All in all, a solid trilogy that will hopefully be left alone so that it stays a 3-parter.
Okay, so it's pretty shit except for the end. And melancholy, a 3-parter. What 3-part trilogies? What trilogies are there? I don't know why I keep thinking Austin Powers.
It's not Austin Powers.
I know, I was like, that doesn't sound right. Like, that doesn't match. But I'm like, I keep thinking of ones that have more than 3 films is the problem. I'm having a hard time trying to... Oh, Madagascar?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
That's a good guess.
All right. Is it like animated or is it live action?
It's animated.
It is animated. Okay, that helps a lot too. Oh, is it Cars?
It's Cars 3.
It's Cars. Okay.
Cars
right.
3.
Cars 3. All right.
Yes.
I was like, it's because I was thinking like the Batman Begins, like the Dark Knight trilogy, and I'm like, but those are all good.
Right.
So that doesn't seem right. Okay.
I did not appreciate the slander comments I saw in Cars 3.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Not warranted.
Sad.
Okay. So that was
great.
Letterboxd. That was fun.
That was Letterboxd.
Okay. We have another new one. Would you like to introduce this one?
Sure. So I don't remember where I got this idea from. Actually, you know what, I do. I was on Reddit and I read a headline that I thought was ridiculous and I took a screenshot of it. And then I asked Hannah if for our next variety hour, if we could find ridiculous headlines. Each of us, I believe, have picked 3. We're going to present them to each other, and then we're going to rank those 6 in order for, I don't know, most ridiculous, or least to most ridiculous, or best, or like worst to best, however you would like to do that. But
yeah, how about I read one, you read one, we'll go back and forth. My first headline. I have you know this is from the Oakland Press.
Is it really?
Our local...
That's fantastic.
Yeah. This is the county we grew up in. It's their paper.
Okay.
Man steals $500 of crab legs. Drops them in parking lot while fleeing. That's the whole headline.
Okay. Man steals $500 crab legs, drops them
in parking lot while fleeing.
I'm not surprised to hear that.
No.
Now, there's our like local newspaper.
It's insane.
Has some of the most ridiculous headlines I've ever seen in my entire life.
Two of my things came from Oakland Press. Yeah, for some reason our local paper had the most ridiculous headlines all the time.
My absolute favorite one, and I'll never find it, but I don't know what the headline said. But basically, somebody threw a box of pancakes or waffles, like a takeout box, off of the bridge by our house, and it hit a car driving below the bridge, and when they went to run their windshield wipers, they spread syrup everywhere, and then they couldn't see, and then they called the police.
It's such like
a thing to do. Okay. The one that I've chosen to pick, are you ready? Accident nearly turns trucker into human balloon.
What?
Accident nearly turns trucker into human balloon.
I don't understand what human balloon is.
A trucker slipped and fell onto an air compressor hose, went up his asshole, and started launching compressed air into him. Yeah, it started to bump. I felt the air rush into my body, and it felt like I was going to explode from my
Did he
foot.
not have pants on?
When he fell, he landed on the brass fitting, which pierced his buttock and started to pump his body full of air.
That would hurt.
It'd be like incredibly, it's like full of gas. Like your body's basically
Also
full
the
of
fact
air.
that it went up his asshole.
Anyway, he didn't die.
Oh.
He lived, but it could have been terrible. Yeah, he could have easily exploded. Like just too much air.
Okay.
Anyway, the headline itself I thought was ridiculous.
Yeah,
So.
it's just insane.
So, yeah.
Okay. This one's also from the Oakland Press.
Okay.
Woman suspected of robbing Family Dollar in Pontiac found hiding in bushes. You're in the bushes.
You're in the bushes.
Okay, so it's woman suspected of robbing Family Dollar found hiding in bushes. That one was like recent. It just happened because it came up on my phone.
Okay, I just like this one because I think it's funny. This one is from Ohio.
Of course.
Mayor quits after saying ice shanties may bring prostitution. Mayor quits after saying ice shanties for ice fishing, just for clarification if anyone doesn't know what an ice shanty is, may bring prostitution to the state.
Of course.
Yeah.
Only in Ohio.
Only in Ohio. It's last year.
You know what? We have to do a Florida one.
I was looking for a Florida man one, and I didn't find any I liked.
I just like the description of this.
Okay.
Nearly naked Florida man arrested after multiple hit-and-run crashes. I'm like, what is nearly naked? So I looked it up. He had a tiny cloth over his dick.
Oh my god. I was gonna say, does he have a sock on? What's the...
No, he had like a Tarzan thing going.
God.
Okay, so it's nearly naked Florida man arrested after multiple hit-and-run crashes.
Okay, multiple.
Multiple
That really
hit-and-run.
brings
he went on a
together.
spree before he got arrested.
Okay, now this is the one that I saw that made me want to do this.
Okay.
Suspicious. Chef Boyardee can on wheels leads Chicago cops to shut down street. And there is a little picture of a Chef Boyardee can attached to roller skates.
Oh my god.
Do you see that?
Yeah. Did they think it was a bomb?
I think so. And the top comment was, uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Okay. And I could not believe that was a headline.
Wait, suspicious?
Suspicious Chef Boyardee can on wheels leads Chicago cops to shut down street. I was aghast, truly. And then I was like, we have to do something. I have to do something with this because it's ridiculous.
Okay. The one I did not, I had one extra one, was Maine woman punches bear that chased her dog.
Okay, the other one I had as a backup is... Well, I had two backups. One is woman accidentally joins search party looking for herself.
I think I've read that one before.
I thought was funny. And then the other one I saw that I was like, I don't know if this is actually true or not, or if I've seen this one before. So I was like, I don't know if this is like a made up one, but guy who says, that's context. Yeah. Guy who says let me start over. Guy who says God sends natural disasters to punish gays has his home destroyed in natural disaster.
I've seen those too, and I don't know if it's like a fake, like...
I was like, I don't know if that's actually real or not. Like, it's hard to say. So anyway, I didn't pick that one, but I thought it was in good humor, so...
Okay, we'll take a minute to rank.
Yeah, to rank them.
Okay.
All right.
I will start.
Okay.
Number 6, I did the woman suspected of robbing Family Dollar in Pontiac hides in bushes. I just thought it was funny because of you're in the bushes.
Yes. I also put that one as number 6, but I thought that was funny. Just hiding in the bushes nearby as a means of escaping after robbing somewhere.
Okay, number 5, I went with man steals $500 of crab legs, drops them in parking lot while fleeing. I do like the image of a man fleeing with crab legs and dropping them. I just think it's funny.
They're not cheap. Those are expensive. That'd be a sad time. Number 5, I went with the mayor quits, saying that ice shanties will bring in prostitution, because although it is a ridiculous headline, it's not like something out of the ordinary that I'm
Right.
like, I just think it's funny that
It's
he
just
was
funny.
like, they're going to have their ice huts. You're going to bring in the prostitutes
Yeah.
to Ohio. It's
Right.
happening.
Yeah, number 4, I did The Mayor Quits, the prostitution one. I think it's the same. I think it's funny, but I also think it's, like, it's believable because stuff like that is said and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's just, it was the way it's written is funny.
Yeah. Number 4, I went with the Florida man, the nearly naked
Yes.
Florida man who was arrested after multiple hit and runs because
Yes.
it's a Florida man. And just the imagery of, like, the fact that it's nearly naked, it's like
Yeah.
nearly headless Nick, where it's like,
Right.
what do you mean by nearly
Nearly.
naked? Like, what is
Yeah.
that? What's the context of that? I thought
Yeah,
it
I
was funny.
did number 3, Nearly Naked Florida Man. Just the fact that they had to emphasize that he was nearly naked. He
Yes.
wasn't fully naked and he wasn't clothed. He was nearly naked.
He's nearly naked.
Yeah.
So number 3, I did the human balloon because it's not really funny, but it is like horrific. Like the somebody falling onto an air compressor and filling their asshole with air is horrific.
It's not
like
funny.
could have easily died. Like that could have gone. It's really not funny, but just the them saying human balloon is really like something. It's a New Zealand headline, so I don't know if they got
New
like. Yeah, it's New Zealand. This is from Auckland, New
Can you
Zealand.
imagine being the reporter who came up with that?
Somebody had to write
The
that.
man who that happened to and has to
Yeah.
read that.
Yeah, he gave quotes to the article. Like, he responded, so...
Oh. Okay, number 2 was the same. I had the balloon. I just thought it was
Okay.
really funny. It's not funny, but I thought the way it was written is funny.
Yeah. So number 2, I actually had the man steals $500 of crab legs, drops them all while fleeing, because just that imagery is so funny. Just somebody carrying crab legs and then dropping them all. Like, $500 worth of crab legs? That's a lot of crab leg. Just the imagery of that, and especially, like, near where we grew up, I could just see it, and it's funny. They probably were at, like, Papa Joe's.
I was gonna say, you go to Papa Joe's
or, like,
man's running out.
Nino Salvaggio's, and just, like, sprinting away with crab
Yeah.
legs, and it's funny.
Oh, okay, number 1, I went with Suspicious Chef Boyardee Can on Wheels. The Chicago cops are shut down.
Cannot believe that was a real article.
It's so good.
I mean, it accurately describes what happened, but the fact that it happened, who did this? Oh my god, who did this? I couldn't believe it. I was like, I have to do something with this.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So now we have our last one. We have our speed summaries.
Oh.
So last time we did this, I went through, I was at my parents' house, and I went through our collection of DVDs and picked out a select number of DVDs and added them to a randomizer wheel. This time, I went through my Letterboxd account, and I picked movies from various time periods, various genres, that we both that I can confirm we have both seen. I ended up picking 50 movies and putting them on a randomizer for endless opportunities, you know? So there's 50 on there. There's 50 options. I didn't tell Hannah what they were ahead of time, and I also wanted to put a bunch so that way I couldn't, like, start thinking about summaries. So that way I would kind of also make sure I'm going in blind.
This is something that we started in a variety hour in the past that actually it led to us doing our summaries.
Yeah. So we really liked this one last time when we did our variety hour, so. All right, so we have 50 option is a very, very thin slivers on this randomizing wheel. So click to spin. All right, spinning. And our first movie is 21 Jump Street.
Ooh, okay.
Our first movie is 21 Jump Street. So
Okay.
I cannot remember the name of Channing Tatum's character.
Schmidt and...
Jenko. Okay, because I had Schmidt and I was like, Jenko.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Do you want to go first?
Sure. I need some more. I can barely see this. Let me try to turn on a little bit of another light because I can't see very. I can't see without my glasses. When two clearly adult undercover cops pretend to be high schoolers to find the source of a new drug strain, all hell will break loose. Schmidt, previously a loser, finds himself popular, and Jenko, who was popular, is now the outcast. As Korean Jesus looks on, parties will be thrown, chickens will explode, and dicks will be shot off. as they must work together to save prom.
Yes. Magic Mike and Moneyball team up in this remake of a classic show. Two cops go to high school, which, as you can imagine, leads to inappropriate relationships, house parties, and drugs. There's Captain Marvel, Brother Franco, and Aaron from The Office. But don't worry, they won't be finger-popping each other's assholes anytime soon.
I couldn't remember the line. I was trying to think what that was, and I couldn't think of it. I was just like, he's like, stop doing that thing with your tongue. He's like, all right, actually, you can keep doing that.
Oh, did I forget to mention that Slim Shady accidentally shoots a man's dick off?
Yes. Oh, boy. Oh, I can't believe I forgot. I was trying to think what that line was, and then I had to give up.
Popping each other's
Assholes. All right. Are you ready for our next selection?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Spinning. 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 Oh, excellent. This movie you have certainly seen. The movie selected, Hannah, is What a Girl Wants.
Okay.
Okay, I am done.
Okay, I am also done.
Okay, you are up first this time.
Yes. When Amanda Bynes decides she's tired of not knowing her father, she goes on a quest to Europe to find him. Him being the marvel that is Colin Firth. She soon discovers that in order to be a part of his life, she must change who she is as a person. In this Cinderella-esque film, we must always remember, as my childhood crush says, why fit in when you were born to stand out?
Yes.
Yes.
Of course.
Yes.
Viola Hastings isn't your average American teenager. Growing up in New York, with her mom, she one day decides to sneak away and travel to London, where her absent DILF dad, Mr. Darcy, is royalty. As she adjusts to a life much different and more uptight than her own, Daphne must choose if she's willing to change or stand out and miss her father-daughter dance one more time.
Such a shame.
I know.
Let's do one more.
Yeah, we can do one more.
Okay.
All right. Our movie, Hannah, is Footloose.
Ooh. The
Footloose.
original.
The original, yes. Okay. I am ready.
Okay. Who starts?
I think it's me this time.
Okay.
Because you started first last time for What a Girl Wants. Okay. Kick up your Sunday shoes and prepare to spend your life disappointed that every school dance isn't like this one. Kevin Bacon moves to a very backwards Midwest town where dancing, and maybe music, I can't remember, is banned. As it's the 80s, and a pastor gets to dictate how everyone lives in a singular town. He's a gymnast who's got moves, and he'll smoke, drink, and not accidentally fall down a cliff as he tries to bring this town out of puritanical times to a killer soundtrack. Yes.
Okay. As everyone knows, dancing is a sin. No one told Kevin Bacon this, though, as he rolls into town as the new kid. Dancing is his passion, and he must figure out what to do in a passionless town. Because no, dancing is not okay, but certainly playing chicken with two tractors is. There is fun, heart, and a final dance scene that will make you wish you didn't have to be dry humped by a sweaty teen on a school dance floor. Also, why is this movie JT's, aka our mom's, childhood?
Yeah.
Because she couldn't go.
Yeah, my mom couldn't go see Saturday Night Fever
because her dad was a pastor.
Yeah, because it was dictated that the Lutheran Church couldn't go. It was banned. It was a banned movie. She was not allowed to go see Saturday Night Fever because it was determined that it was too sexual,
inappropriate,
inappropriate, too much skin.
But all her friends got to see it.
I know. Too bad.
Ugh.
But yeah, I was trying to think of a way to work in that tractor, the
yeah.
tractor scene, and I couldn't do that. But I was like, I had to sprinkle in that little hot rod reference,
Yes.
you know.
I appreciated that.
Yeah. So
Okay, so now we rank our 4 sections that we
Yes.
did. Which,
Rank
for a
our 4
refresher, was the letterbox movies, we had the speed ranking, we had the news articles, and then we had the quick summary.
okay,
I'm ready.
all right.
I
was say I have no idea who started.
I just want to say that I think as a collective, this is our strongest group of 4 we've done.
I think so.
Like, the first one was a little iffy.
Yeah,
The first time we did it, we ran into some trouble.
we
but-
did with the word association. That one was
Police. We're like,
ooh, police, and we're like, ooh, this is not
Yeah.
the right time.
Okay.
Do that one.
I enjoyed all of these.
Yeah,
Number 4, I went with news articles. Just because I thought, like, it's fun. I don't know how often we could do it. I mean, you can always find new news articles, but it was fun, and I think it was nice to do something different. And I had a fun time looking for them, too.
Yeah, I also put the headline news articles as number 4 as well. Yeah, I think it was fun. I think, like, just as a one-off, it was nice. I don't think it would be something we needed to do that often, but I think
Yeah.
it was fun to look for them as well, just to find, like, ridiculous things.
Yeah, number 3, I went with speed ranking. I always really like speed rankings. I think they're fun. They never really get old to me, and there's so many different categories you can do. And I also think it's a cool way to do what we do, because normally we spend so much time and, like, effort into these rankings, and it's nice just to, like, not think about it and just go off your gut.
So number 3, I had the quick summaries. So I really like this one. I think it's really fun. I think this specific time, I think, was less good than our last time we did it, just solely based on the movies that we got, which
Right.
it's random, so you're gonna get what you're gonna get. So I still really like it, though. I do want to do it in the future, because I do think it's fun to write quick summaries. But in this particular time, I think was 3rd for me.
Yeah, I did quick summaries as number 2. I agree with you. I think that it's always fun, but it really does depend on the movies you get. I think the last time we did it, we just got a really good group of movies.
We did. I mean, we did.
And so it's kind of like the material you have to work with, but I enjoy the creative aspect that we get by doing that.
Yeah, so number 2, I have the letterbox. Because I think it was very fun, especially for the first time doing it. I think it was fun to look at summaries, like reviews people had written, and then try to, like, formulate it to where I think someone could potentially get it based on what it's written. So it was fun to see, like, which ones were immediately people could get right away, and which ones kind of took a little more extra time, just like a little more words to get to, or didn't at all. Yeah, but it was fun. It was a fun new one to do.
Yeah, number 1, I actually went with Letterboxd. I think maybe because it was new, and also I just had a really fun time finding them.
It was fun just to read things people
just
wrote.
to read the stuff that people said. Some of these movies
Yeah.
I picked, it was like insane what people were putting in these reviews. So it was fun to read the reviews. There was a review from Treat Rare the Dozen 2 where it was like, less horny than the first, although the dog does hump Carmen Electra, and I was like, what?
My God, yeah.
But yeah, so it was fun to read the reviews, and it was fun to pick ones that I thought wouldn't give it away, but would give you enough context.
Yeah. I think it is fun to see, like, what people decide to write. Like,
Right.
I remember we at work watched Agent Cody Banks one time, and the reviews for that movie are wild.
Yeah.
Like, because people are like, this is so inappropriate. Like, I didn't remember it being this inappropriate.
Right.
Like, the adult agent is hitting on, like, teenage boys, and it's, like, really uncomfortable as an adult. But yeah, so number 1, I put speed ranking. I always love speed ranking. I think it's fun because it's, it can be as impersonal or personal as you want it to be. Like, you can do anything. Like, anything that can be ranked, you can make it a category. So I think it's really fun to both do them and to make them for other people. So
Yeah.
it's number 1. It's always
agree.
fun. Always
Yeah.
like it.
Nice.
Great.
Good times.
All right, well, that is Variety Hour.
Yes.
Done our first of the year, as Hannah said.
First and our last.
Yeah, I don't know. In case unless we decide to do one at the end of the year, which I don't think we would.
I don't think so, because we have it all planned out, but...
Yeah, but, you know, it's possible. But yeah, if you want to follow us, we have Instagram, we have a Twitter for now. I don't know, we'll see. Twitter's kind of
Yeah.
Got some problems. We might not really use
that
Twitter
anymore,
as much, but we have Letterboxd, so feel free to follow us on Letterboxd. I have been updating our account as we have watched new movies, so anytime we'll watch new movies, I'll make sure to add them. We also have a Gmail, r3podcast@gmail.com. Feel free to let us know if you have any questions, comments, concerns. I'd love to hear them. If they're positive. What was the one where we were like, please, if you do not send us your feet or something?
Oh, don't send us your feet pictures.
Your feet pics. We don't want those.
We do not want feet pics. Yeah,
don't send us those.
This still is true in 2023. We don't want those.
But if you love Pixar, Cars 2, please let us know. Because we're still looking for someone out there who...
We're still waiting for that person.
Yeah, we're still waiting for that person. Have that as their top Pixar movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll be back soon with a new episode.
Yes.
So look forward to that. And we'll have a few more episodes planned for the rest of the year. So look forward to those as well.
Bye.
Bye.
We would like to thank Joseph McDade for our intro music. He provides free music available for all kinds of creative use. The song that we used is called Sunrise Expedition, and you can find it and his other music on his website, josephmcdade.com. If you would like to reach us, you can email us at r3podcasts@gmail.com. That's R, the number 3, podcasts@gmail.com. Or you can find us on Instagram by searching Research Rank Repeat.
There's a sadness in me, Hannah.
There's a sadness in all of us.
Yeah, there is a sadness in all of us.